Hello everybody. Welcome back to another video on my drama channel. So I figured I'd share my thoughts with something that happened that honestly is probably one of the weirdest things I've seen. Definitely an unusual story and probably a disgusting story, I should probably add. This is the response video to a creator by the name of James Bear. Now, James Bear is this cartoon YouTuber, and I haven't really seen his videos. I had no idea who he even was until this whole thing popped up. I literally never heard of him before. But I saw his channel after this news popped up, and I saw like a couple of clips from his videos, basically drawings, anime, cartoonish stuff, you know, basically drawing videos. Which I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if he wants to make those types of videos, go ahead. But what he did is just, I mean, it's pretty much unforgivable at this point. Let's all be honest here, you know. James Bear recently had a confession had a conversation with someone. In that conversation, he said that back in 2013 he had depression, which is understandable. We all get depression at one point. We all feel depression. I'm sure that everybody feels depression. I'd be very surprised if there was somebody who never felt depression ever in their life. So it's understandable. We all get depression, but then he says that he had sex with his 9-year-old sister when he was 13 years old. I mean, first of all, this is completely messed up. Okay, a 13-year-old and a 9-year-old having sex is completely... honestly, it's obviously disgusting. I don't need to explain why that's disgusting. But a 9-year-old, 9-year-olds can't consent. 9-year-olds don't have the power, don't have the ability to consent. It's half the consenting age. 9-year-olds can't consent to anything. So it's obviously illegal to do with a 9-year-old to begin with. But to top of that, it's 9-year-old sister. This is your own sister, Obviously, it's illegal to have some kind of sexual activities with your own biological sister because of biological chromosomes and disorders, because they have the same DNA. Obviously, if they were intimate, then of course it would cause problems, and obviously it would it would make their offspring have genetic problems. Obviously, this is like basic stuff. I think anybody would know that. But having sex with your sister is completely unforgivable. I mean, honestly. Like, you may have been depressed, sure, but that's not an excuse. Okay, lots of people get depressed, and they don't see them, going around having sex with their sisters and, and talking about it in conversations. And honestly, in what world should this be acceptable? Having sex with your 9-year-old sister. In what world is that ever a good thing? I don't think I've ever heard somebody say that ever, that they've had sex with a 9-year-old sister and it was actually a good thing to do. I've heard literally nobody say that ever. In this lifetime ever. In what universe should this ever be said? But... And then in the conversation he said to keep their mouth shut about it, which of course is not going to happen, okay? If you admit to do something, saying that you had sex with your 9-year-old sister, I'm going to rat you out. I mean, anybody with half a brain would rat you out and report you if you said you had sex with your 9-year-old sister. I mean, it's just unforgivable, honestly. This is your 9-year-old sister. Your 9-year-old sister. I mean, I'm not surprised that people are condemning this act, obviously. I mean, it's just inexcusable. And James Bear changed his profile picture. Well, he changed his profile, not his profile picture, he changed his channel name to just James, which, I mean, that's not going to change what you did. Okay, changing your name does not erase your past, dude, okay? You can't erase your past by changing your name, what you did still remains the same, all the same. Changing your YouTube name is not going to change that, and people are not just going to forget about all this overnight just because you changed your YouTube name. They're not going to forget about all that overnight. They're still going to remember. I mean, they're still going to remember anyways. I'm just saying, this is obviously disgusting and shouldn't even be happening in the first place. Honestly, it's completely disgusting and inexcusable. I mean, James Bear may have had a great YouTube career, but he messed up by his own choice doing this, honestly. His own family member probably inflicted trauma upon this 9-year-old girl. Trauma upon your own sister. Honestly, who does this? Honestly, it's just a really sick situation, honestly. Can't imagine anybody relevant or anybody sensible doing anything like this, But then again, I've seen so many YouTubers getting caught up in dramas and being pedophiles and looking like children molesters. So I could say I'm disappointed, but I can't really say I'm surprised seeing this stuff happening before. Honestly, things similar to this. Honestly, but those are my thoughts about the James Bear situation. Yeah, those are just my thoughts. And I'll make another video later talking about more YouTube drama if I find anything. But stay safe, everybody. Another video from the Taunville Middle School channel.